I'm Nick.
I'm Allie.
And today's our September wrap-up video. So, in September we challenged ourselves to read 10 books. And how'd you do?
I did it! I read 10 books. Not
Yay.
exactly the 10 that I said I was going to read.
But still 10.
Yes. And only 2 were different, so
Okay.
pretty close.
I did not make it. I got to 7, which is like my normal amount of books. So
Still pretty good though.
yeah. So let's get started.
All right.
I guess you go first and we'll just switch off.
Yeah. Since I read 10 books, I decided to sum up each book in 10 words or less, which was difficult, but that way I'm just going to be precise and to the point, and then I'll tell you who I think would enjoy it. So my first book was an audiobook, and it was The Diviners by Libba Bray, and it's people with supernatural powers are fighting with a demon in the 1920s. And I think I said it's for people who like their flappers paired with supernatural powers.
I do like that.
It's
like
good.
that.
I really,
Yes.
The audiobook is awesome. The book is awesome. Highly recommend it.
Yes.
It's creepy. It's super fun.
Yes, it's a good October read.
Yeah,
for sure. So.
definitely.
So my first book is The Governess Game by Tessa Dare, and this is Girl Meets Duke, basically. She's not a noble, he is. She comes to take care of his wards, and they fall in love. And I recommend this to anyone who likes historical romance novels, and probably if you do, then you have read Tessa Dare before, so.
My next book was American Panda. Let's see what I read. A girl with immigrant parents tries to find her own path. So I think that this book is for anyone who didn't follow the path laid out for them by their parents. So I think probably it really speaks to people whose parents are first-gen immigrants. But I honestly think anyone who's ever kind of felt like they have to find their own way.
Yes.
This is an awesome book. So good.
Yeah. My next book is Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott.
I believe
And
so.
it's a writing book. It's some instructions on writing in life. And this is a good book for anyone who's a writer or wants to be a writer.
Yes. I just realized I was holding my book up.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry.
You're like, and this.
I grabbed it and then realized I meant to hold it down here. Anyway. Alright, so my next one is Language of Thorns. It's dark fairy tale retellings full of surprises. When you think you know how the story's going to go, that's not how it goes. I think it's for anyone who likes fairy tales. You would like this book. Maybe even if you've never read fairy tales so much. Because I haven't read a ton of them and I still loved it. It's really good.
My next book is A Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGinnis. And this is, I'm forgetting what year it's set in really quick. I want to say like 1920s or ish. Maybe actually it's 1800s. I don't know. A long time ago, a girl gets sent to an insane asylum even though she's not mentally ill, and is rescued by a doctor who is pioneering criminal psychology. And pretty much I would say if you like any kind of historical novels, and if you like any books about people that find out that family is not necessarily the people that you're related to, but the people that are close to you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Alright, my next one is Witchwood, which is about a magical girl who washes dead bodies so they can pass on. And it's for anyone who grew up loving Tim Burton because he was so whimsically macabre.
Yes, and I'm just going to steal her summary. I read it too.
It's very dark and eerie, and I loved it so much. If this had been around when I was middle grade age, I would have been obsessed with it because I loved dark stuff as a kid.
Question. Did you notice the spider on the cover? Because I totally didn't notice it until like the very end.
I didn't realize it was a spider.
It's what's his face's spider, which I can't remember his name.
Oh, and there's pomegranates too.
Yeah. So it's all, if you read the book, then you know. It's tied in.
Very cool. Such a good book.
My next book is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. It's about a girl who almost died, the ghost that rescued her and is now her best friend, and her parents who are ghost hunters, and they have a reality TV show. So she just kind of finds out about herself and the strange new power that she has.
Awesome.
And funny enough, I would say that as it is a middle grade novel, I would say that if you enjoyed Witchwood, I would read City of Ghosts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one is Echo's sister. And I said a 7th grade girl deals with her sister's cancer diagnosis. And this is for anyone who needs to see the good in humanity, which I think might be a surprising people that would enjoy it. But there's so much of that in this, and it's really, I found that aspect of it to be very uplifting. So it's a really good book. And also it's middle grade. I think it's very... I wouldn't have any qualms about suggesting this to any middle grade readers.
It's very accessible, basically, too.
Yes, it is. I think so, yeah.
That's good. My next book is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This is about a girl who finds out that the stories that her grandmother published in a book of fairy tales might be more true than she realized. And I recommend this to anybody who likes darker fairy tale retelling. So if you liked Language of Thorns and Roses, I would actually... No, what am I talking about? It's not Language of Thorns and Roses.
Language of Thorns.
Language of Thorns.
Yes.
And then apparently I'm just turning it into A Court of Thorns and Roses. So there's a new crossover novel happening there. So yes, if you like The Language of Thorns, and if you like The Cruel Prince, I would say give The Hazelwood a try.
Apparently I'm going to have to give it a try.
Yes.
I do like both of those things.
And I will say really quickly, because this is like the special edition I got from Owl Crate, and it's, so the normal one is actually a black cover with the gold embossing and the silver, and I was kind of like, oh, I kind of like black and gold more, but the book that the grandmother writes in the book is described as being a small green cover with gold embossing on it, which is why I think that for the special edition stuff they did this. So I actually like appreciate the cover more now that I read it. So
nice.
This is really good.
I like it too. You don't see as many books that color as you do
Yes.
black, so that's cool.
Yes.
Alright, my next one is The Prince and the Dressmaker. This is a graphic novel, and a prince hires a personal dressmaker to design dresses for him. I think anyone who likes their royal stories to have a twist.
Yes.
And especially if you have any interest in any kind of like gender nonconformity. I think it's an awesome read. It's super cute, and the art is really fun. I liked it a lot.
And then my last book for the month is The Dark Days Club by Alison Goodman. And this is basically about the Regency era and a young lady learning that she has the powers to save humanity from I wouldn't say they're demons, the dark creatures that walk among the society. So, and I would recommend this to actually anyone who likes historical romance in the sense that they would like their historical romance to have more action in it. And so if you like basically any historical settings, there's like little hints of romance, but it's more about this young woman and her finding out about her past and her parents and the powers that she has.
Nice.
Also, if you like kick-ass ladies. Oh, and then because I love mentioning stuff about books, can I just say I really appreciate this, like, I don't know if it shows, but this like embossing on the cover here.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
And then the inside.
Nice. That's awesome. It's really pretty.
Really cool. So, I really like that. Okay, I'm done now.
All right. So next I read Round Ireland with the Fridge, which is about a man who hitchhikes around Ireland with the fridge.
I mean, you would. The title tells you the story.
And if you like travelogues, especially funny ones, it's really good. And then Daughters Unto Devils, which is Little House on the Prairie mixed with devils, pretty much. And it's, if you liked the movie The Witch, if you like Little House on the Prairie but you wish it was really creepy, it's really good. I love this book.
My favorite blurb for that is, it's like if Stephen King wrote Little House on the Prairie. So.
And if you have read this book, we went to an Amy Lukovic signing recently. If you've read it, then you will understand. She wrote Watch for Ants, and she said that the ant scene, if you've read it, was the first thing that came to her. Yeah, she's got a disturbed mind. In a good way. Because that scene is probably the creepiest. Oh my god, it's so creepy. Okay. And then let's see, the last two were audiobooks, so I don't have them with me. One was Shiver by Maggie
Steve Otter?
Steve Otter, yes, there we go. It's a werewolf in love with a human girl. And I said for anyone who was Team Jacob,
There you go.
you would like it. I feel like even if you just like Twilight at all, you would like the book. Because it's a very similar vibe. And I mean that in the best way. I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun book. But definitely like the teen angsty melodrama of Twilight is
Present,
yes. In a very fun way. And then the last one was the Ballad of Black Tom, which is a Lovecraft retelling from the point of view of a black man. And I said it's for people who, you know, maybe like Lovecraft but hate the fact that apparently he was a racist asshole.
Yeah.
So, it's like, yeah, he did a lot of really cool things for the horror genre, but he kind of sucked. So read this instead. Or, you know, read Lovecraft too if you want. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is a thing sometimes where you have to like enjoy the product of whatever for what it is while also distancing or like realizing that the person that created it is a terrible human being.
Yeah, and I think one of the ways, because I mean you can't take away from the things that Lovecraft contributed to the genre.
Right.
However, I think a good way to like further the
Narrative?
the narrative, thank you, is to read things like this.
Yes.
I remember, if I read correctly, the author is someone who is mixed race, and so, you know, and I think he even said, if I remember, sorry, I read a bunch of stuff about this book today and my memory is terrible, but I believe he said that he like hesitantly dedicated it to, or something like that. He like was like, I feel weird about writing about a Lovecraft retelling, basically. Yeah. But I'm glad that he did, because it's a super good book. It's really creepy. It has some moments in it that are just so well written and so like creepily imaginative. It's awesome. Really good. So yeah, it was a good month for reading.
Yeah, and some of our books got us, I think, in the mood to continue our spooky reads into October.
Yes,
because we're definitely ready for some spooky reads.
Yes.
So definitely check out that video when it goes up and find out what we're going to be reading in October. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.